I'm a nonprofit fundraising consultant located in Maryland, USA, and I'm making a video today based on a recent client project that I did that I thought would be a helpful video to make for all of you out there. And it's called, looking at my notes just to make sure I don't miss anything, Improving Your Fundraising Letters. And this is a one quick tip that makes a world of difference when you're writing either annual appeals or update letters to your major donors. And it's really something that's essential. If you're not doing it already, please listen and you'll be surprised at the results you get if you implement this tip. So I was working on a letter for a client who had written an update letter for a major donor, or was going to write several of these update letters, which she wanted to get out about 3 months after their initial gifts or repeating gifts. And I read the letter and I smiled. Because, why did I smile? Because I used to be a nonprofit professional working on the inside of an organization, and sometimes I would get inside my own head and write from the perspective of the nonprofit and not the perspective of the donor. So this letter was definitely not from really it was not a donor-centric letter, but it had great content, but it just needed a punch. And I was able to do that punch. So this thing that I'm about to talk to you about is now the industry standard, and if you don't know about this tip, you should. You need to include the words you and your way more often in the letter than we or us. I'm going to say that again. Include the words you and your way more often in any letter you write to a donor than we or us. That's called donor-centric writing. So, for example, Dear Mrs. X is they're starting. Thanks to your gift, or thanks to your recent gift of X dollars, you, again, your and you, have made it possible for 5 additional children to attend our summer camp. So if it wasn't donor-centric, it would say, we now have 5 additional children in our summer camp thanks to donors like you. It's not personal, it's not heartfelt, it doesn't have enough punch. So repeating that proper way to do it is to say, thanks to your recent gift of X dollars, you have made it possible for 5 additional children to attend summer camp. Do you see the difference there? I think that's pretty strong if you're reading it from a donor's perspective. I also recommend that in the next part of the letter, you tell a story about a child that attended the camp, a specific single child, and how that camp changed them or made a difference in their lives. You can include a quote from a grateful parent that says, I'm so happy that Johnny has learned to play better with other children. He didn't have that skill before he attended your camp. Thank you so much. There's a grateful parent quote. And you could also say in the next part, if it wasn't for you and your gift, none of this would be possible. I want you to know that you've made a tremendous impact. And then back to another thank you. You can't thank the donor enough. Thank you again for all you do for the children in our organization. With my sincere gratitude, X person, whether it's the executive director or staff or board member. So this is something I want you to understand, that making these changes, it makes the donor feel very special, that you're writing to him or her, not to a mass quantity of people out there, donors like you. Okay, that's not a bad phrase, but we want Mrs. Smith to know that specifically she made an impact. That's what's going to keep her giving. And it has to be genuine and it has to be heartfelt. So I also recommend using a lot of punctuation, like exclamation points. Show your enthusiasm. For example, Billy learned to play better with other children in our camp this summer. Isn't that amazing? Question mark, exclamation point. So I talk about, please take away that royal we as an organization. We've done this and we've done that and our purpose is blah, 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 blah. It's not about you. It's about the individuals that you support or the people that you serve. It's about the dogs and cats you rescue. It's about, whatever your mission is. It's the impact of your mission, and it's about the donor and the donor's impact on the mission. I know it sounds like common sense, but I recommend always, before you send out a fundraising letter, get somebody outside your organization to read it who knows not very much about what you do and say, is this letter interesting? Is it heartfelt or is it boring? Is it something you want to read? I used to do that all the time when I was in a full-time staff at a nonprofit. So I call that brevity, but with impact. I'm not a big fan of 2-3 page fundraising letters at all. I just am not. People have short attention spans. You want it to be short but heartfelt and use a lot of you and your. So yes, it's more than one tip, really, but the basic thing is use you and your as much as possible. And again, looking at my notes, write as if you're speaking to a friend, because your donors are the friends of your nonprofit. Think about it. Write as if you're speaking to a friend or you're writing to a friend. Keep the language conversational, even in your writing style. It doesn't need to be lofty. It needs to be real. Keep it real. I've seen this work more than once. I've helped my clients rewrite their fundraising letters, and it brings me tremendous joy to go through and edit a letter and then say to the client, do you see what I did? Your letter was great. I just punched it up a bit and took it to the next level. And I've learned from colleagues way more seasoned than me that this is what you need to do. And it is the industry standard now. So if you want to stand out in the crowd of all the other organizations your donors give to, make those letters very impactful, make them brief but full of great impactful stories and quotes, and use a lot of you and your, and thank them. It's actually that simple. And I need to say this, for more tips like this, please hit the subscribe button, and to get notified, hit the bell so you'll get a notification next time I upload a video. I plan on doing two, maybe 3 of these each month on my channel. And go to my website, which will be in the banner at the bottom, and you can sign up for my email list. I don't do more than 2 marketing emails a month that are curated content from other nonprofit professionals that I admire, and sometimes I include a link to a blog post. And I think I've hit everything. Thank you for watching. And it's Ida Sandberg again with Ida Sandberg Consulting. I look forward to hearing from you, and if you need my assistance editing fundraising letters, just reach out to me. Have a great day. Thank you.